All right, we're at the end of the unit and we're doing our study guide. So you can find the area or perimeter of a variety of composite shapes, and you can find the circumference of the area of shapes in a shaded region. So number 1 says the circumference of a circle is 40 meters. What is the approximate diameter of the circle? So I know I have two formulas for circumference. I can use C equals pi d. So I know I've got 40 and I know pi is 3.14. And that's times d. So to do the opposite, I'm going to divide by d. So I'm going to divide by 3.14. So in my calculator, I'm putting 40 divided by 3.14, and I end up with a crazy number, but I'm going to round it. So I end up with 12.7, and my unit is meters. So 12.7. The next one says the radius of a circular pond is 7 feet. What is the approximate distance around the edge? So we're going around it. So that one's going to be C equals 2 pi r because that's circumference. So C equals 2 times 3.14 times 7. So my circumference is going to be 43.96, and it's going to be feet, which really isn't that long, so it's not a very big pond. All right, so now we're putting window trim around the window below, so window trim. So we're going around the window. The trim costs $1.50 per foot. Approximately how much did he spend? So we've got to go around it. So I know this one's going to be 12, and I have to find the circumference of half of a circle with a diameter of 7. So C equals pi d. C equals 3.14 times 7. C equals, so I got to use my calculator, 3.14 times 7, I get 21.98. And I have to divide that by 2 because it's only half of a circle. And I get 1099. So I don't want to get myself mixed up, so I'm going to cross out the number I don't need, and then I'm just going to add up what I do. So 12 plus 7 plus 12 plus 1099. So I end up with 41.99. And that sounds like I'm done, but I'm not, because I still have to get for $1.50 per foot. So I have, I'm going to switch colors again. So I have 41.99, and I'm going to multiply that by $1.50 because each foot is $1.50, and I have 41.99 feet. Now it's money, and I get this crazy answer, so I get 62.985. Well, the 5 tells the 8, so I get 985. The 5 tells the 8 to round up, so it's going to be 62.99 is going to be my final answer. All right, I've got a circle, and the diameter is 30 centimeters. They want to know the area, so I'm going to do 3.14 times the radius, so that's going to be 15 because the radius is half of the diameter, and I'm going to square it. So in my calculator, I'm going to do 3.14 times 15 times 15, and I get 706.5, and it's going to be centimeters squared. So now I have an area of the shaded region question. Remember that the diameter is going to be the same as the side length. So that's 30, and this is 30. So the area of the square is 30 times 30, so I get 900, and it's going to be centimeters squared. So then I have to subtract out the circle. So I'm going to find the area of the circle. So pi times radius squared, 3.14 times 15 squared. Well, we just did that one, didn't we? 3.14 times 15 times 15, and I get 706.5, and that's going to be centimeters squared. So now I'm just going to subtract 706 centimeters squared, 706.5. centimeters squared. And I end up with 193.5 is going to be centimeters squared, is going to be the area of my shaded region. So it's going to be the final answer. All right, my next question is talking about a paved walkway. So they have an outer diameter of 100 feet. So that's 100. And then the inner one is 40. So they want to know what's the approximate area. So I've got two circles, so I have to find the area of both. So I'm going to do area equals pi times radius squared. So 3.14 times, and then my radius is going to be 50 squared because that's half of 100. So then in my calculator, I'm going to do 3.14 times 50 times 50, and I get an area of 7,850, and it'll be feet squared. Then I have to find the area of the smaller circle. So area equals pi r squared. So I end up with area equals 3.14 times 20 squared. So in my calculator, 3.14 times 20 times 20, and I end up with an area of 1,256 feet squared. So now I'm going to subtract it. That doesn't look like a T, does it? There we go. So I'm going to subtract 1,256 feet squared from 7,850, and I find out that my walkway is going to have an area of 6,594 feet squared. All right, they want to know the perimeter of the figure. So I'm going around the outside. So then I've got two half circles with a diameter of 4. So C equals pi d. So C equals 3.14 times 4. So C equals 12.56, and it's going to be centimeters. So then I'm going to add my perimeter. I don't want to add the 4. So it's 12.56 plus 6 plus 6. And I get 24.56, and it's going to be centimeters, not centimeters squared. Circle J and K are shown below. What is the approximate difference in the areas of circle J and K? So I've got pi times radius squared, 3.14 times 250 squared, I don't have to do all that. So now I just use my calculator. So 3.14 times 250 times 250, and I end up with a huge number. Holy Toledo. 196,250, and that's going to be feet squared. And then I'm going to do my other one. So I end up with pi times radius squared, 3.14 times 100 squared. So 3.14 times 100 times 100, and I get 31,400. So they want to know the approximate difference. So I'm going to subtract. So I'm going to do minus 31,400. And I get 164,850 feet squared. So that's going to be my final answer. I bet this happens to you guys too. So 8, 5. Helps if you have your drawing tools on. Oh, it's not units, it's feet. So that's going to be my final answer. Alright, so now I have a tire, and it's going It's got a radius of 20 inches, so they want to know what's the distance going to be. So distance is going to be circumference. So C equals 2 pi r. C equals 2 times 3.14 times 20. So then in my calculator, I end up with a circumference of 125.6 inches. So then they're saying the tire is going to roll 48 times. So I'm going to take 125.6 inches and I'm going to multiply that by 48. So it's going to go 6,028.8 inches. All right, so now they want us to, how many times the circumference of the old pool is the circumference of the new pool. So we have to find the circumference of two pools. Ooh, goodness. So C equals 2 times 3.14 times 2.5. So then I've got C equals 15.7 feet. Then I'm going to find the circumference of the second one. Now this one has a diameter. So C equals pi d. So C equals 3.14 times 18. So I end up with C equals 56.52. And they want to know how many times the size. So I'm going to have to do 56.52 divided by 15.7. And it's 3.6 times the size. All right, so now I'm looking at they want to know the circumference of that circle. So I'm going to use pi, C equals 2 pi r. And I've got C equals 2 times 3.14, and then 1,
Hello.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I end up with 3.14 times 6. And I get the circumference is 18.84. And that would be units. That's not right. 3.14 times, there we go, I forgot to multiply by 2. So I get 37.68. All right, and the last question I have to do is a circular top, so I'm finding the area. So area equals pi times radius squared. So 467 equals 3.14 times the radius squared. So I'm going to divide by 3.14. So I have 467 divided by 3.14, and I get a crazy number. I get $148.72, crazy number. So I have to figure out approximately what my radius is going to be. So I'm going to start thinking. I know 10 times 10 is going to be 100. 11 times 11 is going to be 121. 12 times 12 is going to be 144. So it's pretty daggone close to 12. So it says the closest radius. So I'm going to say it's about 12 inches is going to be my radius.